You need to come to a full and complete understanding of who I, Bobby Burrows, used to be. Out of these two guys, or these three guys, was I this guy who looks like Cal Ripken, famous baseball player, filthy rich, and drop dead gorgeous eyes? Or as Bob Burrows, this guy, when he was age 25, did I look like this guy? The answer is yes. Unfortunately, modern day, I look like Cal Ripken. But this guy looks like Jared Drew Williams. We've seen this particular face, I don't know, 30 or 40 years ago on television. This is a clone. This guy was seen 30 or 40 years ago as a young man. This guy should look 85 years old. Because we've seen it before. When I was a kid, this face was on TV as a young person. They recycled it. This is a deep fake. This thing appearing on here is a deep fake. You know what they are. You've seen them on YouTube. They're not real. It's a computer-generated character. And here's a new one. Anyways, I showed you the guy with the pink tie earlier. The guy with the pink tie is who I used to be. Because I used to look like that 100% when I was age 25. It's true. It's true. What does it mean? It means that, if you go through indoctrination on planet Earth, indoctrinated from the time you were born until the time you're 25, you will become a classic muggle. You know what a muggle is? Harry Potter's uncle and aunt are muggles? Yes. And they look like that guy with the pink tie? Yes. And I did. Yes, in fact, I think I did have a blue blazer and a pink tie and a white shirt. And I had glasses and I had that same haircut. Same one, exactly. And what was I? I was a low-level functionary for Murphy Oil Corporation, Murphy Corp. I was a very low-level functionary. And that's what I looked like. Because that's what I was supposed to look like. And, underneath that, well, I don't know. I didn't have the gray hair. That was the only difference. But otherwise identical. Yes, including a very tubby belly in those days. Well, it was, technically from drinking a lot of, I don't know, beer causing dementia, early onset dementia at age 25. Beer and a job working for Murphy Corp. Because you turn into a drone for Murphy. You do. You get a substitute father. They just do. They give you a boss who is your new boss, is your new dad. Yeah, that's what they do. Is your dad bipolar? Yes. One time your dad shows up and he's wearing, a nice sweater, but it's definitely a sweater. So you being a good son copy your dad, and the next time, when your dad shows up, there you are, matching dad wearing a sweater. Only this time dad is bipolar and he's wearing, a cheap suit. He got it from Montgomery Ward's. Back in the day it was, Montgomery Ward's. Anyways, there he is, and he's, wearing this cheap suit that he looks like he's Russian. Because they used to say in all the novels, Frederick Forsyth back in the 1979, they told us that in Soviet Russia, you couldn't get a decent suit. You couldn't get anything decent. Everything just was so shoddy and poorly made. Nothing fit, and everything that did finally get to the store shelf that you fought everybody to get the last one. It was made of polyester. I don't know. It was like they went out of their way to make clothing out of something impossible to make clothing out of it, and they did it anyway because it was Soviet and somebody just ordered it. Joseph Stalin got really angry and he just said, make the next batch of 5,000 suits out of polyester. The kind, because he's pissed off, he said, well, because we're going to send it to Novosibirsk. Because in Novosibirsk, there's too many dissidents. My dissident report says dissidents are up. Eggings of Soviet Union property are up. So we're just going to send them, because they were going to get, I don't know, imported from Italy. We're not going to do that. We're going to have them made in Bulgaria out of polyester. And that's what their penalty is going to be for being a dissident to me, Joseph Stalin, the dictator, said. In other news, we're still trying to understand why it is with predictive programming that Shaw TV continues to show us Marvel comics of, people who have superpowers when none of us do have superpowers, and yet by predictive programming, they're expecting that our subconscious mind is going to pick up on these images that we watch on the television and then actually manifest Armageddon here on planet Earth. Metaphysically, is predictive programming viable as a way to create reality according to what you put on the television? The answer, metaphysically, if you're going to ask me, I'm going to say and that was your answer. Anyways, for all of you muggles, oh, what happened to me to make me lose the pink tie? And I cracked. My shell cracked. I pop, like popcorn. It's got that hard kernel shell on the outside, and you put it in the microwave, and then it pops. Well, what happens? The shell cracks. Well, that's what they call a spiritual awakening, when your ego cracks, and it's broken. I don't know. I don't like using those words because it doesn't really make any sense. It makes you think that you're turning into Ned Flanders, but I don't think so. It's the great, no, I can't help you out. What did you say? It's your Tiller too, Rex Tillerson. I set my Rex Tillerson to enlightenment in a Buddhist spiritual kind of sense, higher on the scale of human consciousness. Because I got all kinds of books that it basically, they're all in agreement. Higher consciousness is the goal. Or they all agree. They all agree. Even if you go anywhere and you look for like occult information about how to serve Satan or something, there ain't nothing there. I've been through metaphysical bookstores in Vancouver, and I never saw that satanic literature. It's not there, or it's being censored by the bookseller. But anyways, I went up and down, and there was no satanic stuff in the used bookstores in Vancouver. None. Zero. And in, the regular bookstores, well, there would only be in like the vampire fiction section. That would be it. No, we didn't see anything of promoting, ritual satanic abuse. No, we didn't see it. No, it would only be in the fiction section next to the vampire section. Clearly marked fiction for entertainment purposes only. It's just kids can make costumes out of just about anything. You get a liner of a winter coat, and if the liner is dark in color and looks like it's made out of like a furry fabric, then that furry fabric, under level of that jacket becomes the werewolf costume. Instantly, it looks like I've got dark dog fur on me. And then, you put some black makeup on there and you make it look like you got a dog's nose with makeup, and then you got a Halloween costume. My mom did it when I was 9. It worked out great. Everybody knew, oh, well, because it's just your imagination. What's wrong with letting kids use their imagination? Nothing. So, I don't know. What else did you want to talk about today? I don't know. We're on the same subject every day. And the subject is simply, how is it possible that this guy is on TV? And he looks the same as when he was on TV 30 or 40 years ago. He was. I've seen that face. That is not a new face. That is an old face. It's a deep fake from a bazillion years ago. So it's just Fox News, and Fox News is using deep fake computer generated characters to generate their fake news. That's how they do it. So does it mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure that, they told you when Carrie Fisher from Star Wars, when they say that the organic one died, well, the organic one died. And then they use deep fake forever now, and everybody on TV is deep fake, and then they're gonna start. I don't know, because the Doctor from Star Trek, he was a hologram, and then he got a holographic emitter, and then they let him free, and he married an organic woman. They saw, in Star Trek Next Generation.